Hi, my name is Zachary Mack. This is Coach Development Homework Lesson number 3, going over scaling for this lesson. The workout I have chosen is a 12-minute AMRAP. The style of workout, the type of workout, will be a chipper style workout. The 4 movements that are in this chipper AMRAP is 50 thrusters to start. They're barbell thrusters. It's going to be 95 pounds for gentlemen, 65 for ladies. Then it goes into 50 toes to bar. Then 50 box jumps. The heights in those box jumps, 24 inches for guys. For ladies, 20 inches on the box. Then 50 ring dips. Those can be strict ring dips. Those can be kipping ring dips. Either one works. And then it goes back to the top if you finished all that work in 12 minutes, back to those thrusters. So let's talk about who's in the class. We have approximately beginners. 10% of the class is beginners. We have some beginners starting at the gym. It's January, some New Year's resolutions happening. So about 10% is to be expected in this class. Intermediate athletes, 70%. RX/elite athletes, 10%. And then injured athletes, we'll call it 10% on this one. So let's go over some scaling for each of those athletes. For our beginner athletes today, 50 thrusters at 95-65. Maybe they can do one thruster, maybe no thrusters at 95 or 65. The first thing we're going to scale there is the weight. Probably go down to empty barbell on those thrusters. We want something that they can do at least 10 reps unbroken here on these thrusters. So first thing we'll scale is the weight. I'd even be tempted to scale the reps on that one, just to make sure they don't get stuck or discouraged to those beginners. Maybe scale it down to 30 reps on those thrusters. From there, the toes to bar. If they can hang on a bar, hanging knee raises would be a great substitute for those 50 or 30, again, scaling the volume there. If they're not able to hang from a bar, we could do toes to rig, or even sit-ups to get that extension and flexion, either 30 or 50 of those. Box jumps. For that beginner athlete, I would recommend doing step-ups. There's going to be a lot of fatigue setting in after those 100 reps to start, so box jumps would more than likely turn into box step-ups. Just kind of maybe attempting to get that knee past hip crease on a box jump with 24 or 20, or even scaling the height of that box for those box step-ups. Just making sure they can keep moving throughout these 12 minutes. And on those ring dips, I would not put them on the rings. I would have them maybe use those boxes and do some bench dips with a full foot on the ground. If that's something after all that work that is going to be pretty difficult, and it would be difficult, I would change that to even push-ups. Push-ups from the knees would work for the beginner athletes. Intermediate athletes. I would definitely, with the intermediate athletes, starting with those 50 thrusters at 95-65, I would make sure that they know that they would fall in the intermediate range for that weight with that volume. I would say if they had a Fran where they go unbroken, then go ahead and tackle that 95-65. If they didn't have 21 unbroken reps of those thrusters, I would say scale that weight back down to 75. That way they have a chance to get to those toes to bar. I would scale that to hanging knee raises if they're able to hang off the bar. If they're not able to hang off the bar, I'd go to the V-ups would be a great substitute. Oftentimes people say V-ups are even more challenging than the toes to bar. For the intermediate athletes, I would scale the height of that box. I would go 20 inches for guys, maybe 16, 14 inches for ladies. And on the ring dips, I would do toe-assisted ring dips, give them a chance to get on those rings with kind of like a tripod, put the toe down, trying to floss out that full range of movement. For our RX elite athletes, I would tell them to find an aggressive rep scheme, and this chipper would kind of turn into a threshold workout. Can they hang on for maybe 5 sets of 10 thrusters, or a set of 20, 20, and 10 on those thrusters? Toes to bar, same kind of idea there, 20, 20, 10 for an elite athlete, RX athlete, maybe 10, 10, 10, 10 for those toes to bar. Box jumps, keep those as they are. And then ring dips, try to get there in that 12-minute window and knock out as many ring dips as possible. For the injured athletes, those thrusters, if squatting is a problem, I'd even have the The thrusters turn into push presses to get a little bit of that overhead motion in the pushing. If it's a shoulder injury, goblet squats would be a nice substitute for an injured athlete. For the toes to bar, V-ups would be a great substitute. If it's a shoulder injury, something that you can't hang from the bar, and they still want to get an aggressive stimulus there, I'd probably GHDs or V-ups would suit the mold there. Box jumps for the injured athlete, box step-ups is the first thing that comes to mind. Jumping air squats wouldn't be a bad one, getting that hip pop that you want from the box jumps. And ring dips for the injured athlete, I would look at doing push-ups, a pushing movement there, or box dips with a full foot on the ground, making sure they're in control of those dips. So for our chipper style workout, 12 minutes, that's the beginner, intermediate, RX/elite athlete, and then the injured athlete, some scaling options that I would recommend for them. Cool. Thank you.